The coronavirus may become the biggest threat to global economy. Since the outbreak, China's exports have been hit, global supply chains disrupted, retail shops shut down, tourism has crashed, and oil prices are falling due to decreasing demand. China is the world's second largest economy with a GDP of $13.6 trillion, and it accounts for about 17% of global growth. In addition to being the largest trade partner for most of its neighbors, China is the world's biggest exporter and second biggest importer. From iPhones to LCD televisions, much of the world's consumer technology is either made in China or relies on components which are made there. Wuhan, the epicenter of the coronavirus, is the hub for China's booming car parts and accessories exports. So basically, China functions almost like a huge factory for global manufacturing. The coronavirus is expected to hurt the economy more than the SARS outbreak that originated in China back in 2002, because the Chinese economy is now 4 times larger than it was. Provinces accounting for almost 69% of Chinese GDP have been under lockdown. This lockdown is causing companies around the world to run out of components, and these aren't small companies. For instance, Fiat Chrysler said it's struggling to source key parts from Chinese suppliers and could be forced to halt production within weeks. In addition to producing half of its iPhones in China, Apple's supply chain deeply depends on the country. It has shut down all of its retail stores, while factories which assemble iPhones are also closed, causing delay for global shipments. Nike has closed about half of its stores in China, and it's important to note that the country accounts for about 17% of its revenues. Disney was forced to close 2 theme parks and said its income could take a hit of $280 million. China has also shut down all of its cinemas. The country has the world's second largest movie market after the US, and it's estimated to result in a more than $1 billion hit to the global box office this year. Travel restrictions have already limited the movement of more than 48 million people, and 20 international airlines have cancelled flights to China. This curbs the demand for oil and international tourism. Every year, about 150 million Chinese tourists spend around $279 billion traveling abroad. Based on all these negative developments, estimates for China's first quarter GDP now range from 0% to 5.5%. After the outbreak, Oxford Economics downgraded its outlook for global growth to 2.3%, the weakest annual expansion since 2009. 2 of the biggest commodity exporters to China, Australia and Brazil, may lose 0.3% of their GDP due to the outbreak. According to the calculations of IMF and ING, there is only one country which might be benefiting from this, and that is Turkey. Several fashion retailers that manufacture clothing in China are already talks with Turkish firms about shifting productions to Turkey. Also, Russia said it may import fruits, vegetables and seafood products from Turkey, replacing its import shortages from China. While it's too soon to assess the full economic impact of the coronavirus, it's becoming visible that the downturn will not be small, and what happens next will depend on how successfully the virus can be contained.